for today's weekly press conference with NCCU head football coach Trei Oliver, and I can add now MEAC championship head coach. That kind of has a nice ring to it, doesn't it?
Yeah, I like the way that sounds, Kyle.
I'll make sure I continue to incorporate that into all my introductions. So congratulations to you and the team for Saturday's victory and clinching the MEAC championship and a berth to the Celebration Bowl, the first for the Eagles since 2016. Before we talk about, that experience and what that celebration was like post-game, can you take us through the game itself? And, obviously Eagles got off to a little bit of a slow start, but managed to pull that out with a convincing victory. Can you tell us about the win over Norfolk State?
Yes, Kyle. It was we had a rough week. We had the flu bug and strep throat was running rampant through our program. And up until Thursday night, we didn't really know who was going to be able to make the trip and who was going to be available. So we had to leave a couple guys at home. Then all the way till pregame, our support staff, our sports medicine staff was trying to pump fluids in guys and give them medication. But we pieced together, found 11 guys on defense that could go out there that were healthy enough. But yeah, Norfolk did get out on a fast start with Saturday. They scored in the opening drive. Our offense answered back, and then we went up. I think the play of the day was Jalen Flaker's blocked punt. And that really got the momentum going. And then I thought we had a heck of a 2-minute drive right before the half. I think it was about a 13-play, 90-some yard drive with a minute and I think 20 seconds. So I was really pleased to see us execute in that situation. Then we come out in the second half, and Norfolk, they wouldn't quit. So they come back and they go down the opening drive of the second half and answer right back. But we have a resilient bunch of guys, and I was really pleased with how they continue to fight through. It was something. You guys on the field throwing up, and you're trying to substitute guys, and it was something. But they fought through. I was really pleased with a lot of guys' individual efforts, and it was really good to be able to win that game and obviously win the conference championship for North Carolina Central University.
It seems like each week we get proof to the testimony that you give about the character of this team. Can you talk about that and their resiliency of battling through such adversity?
Yeah, and I'm serious when I'm talking. We were probably 5 minutes before kickoff, and I'm talking to my DB coaches, Coach McCray and Coach Sewell, and all the DBs were sick, and we're trying to figure out who we thought was the least sick to go out here and compete, and I think that was a reason for some of the sluggish start. But those guys, I can't say enough about our team. Great young men. I love them to death, and they're not gonna quit. And they're gonna give you all that they have, and they've given that to me in this university all year long. And as a head coach, you can't ask for anything more.
And when did it actually hit you that you were going to be a MEAC champion?
Probably when that water hit me, when they dumped the water on me, man. You can't take anything for granted, and especially when the way the game goes and people making plays and things of that nature. I don't take anything for granted until really that clock hits zero. But I think with about 3 minutes left to go in the game, we kind of knew that we had this thing under control, and we were going to go ahead and be able to represent the MEAC in the Celebration Bowl.
Great. Our first question is from Lawrence Davis. Go ahead, Lawrence.
Good afternoon, Coach. How are you doing today?
I'm well, Lawrence. How are you?
I'm good. I just want to talk a little bit about your defense. It seems like you guys are really starting to play faster and force turnovers. Is that a result of simpler play calls, or are they just starting to get a little bit wiser and faster and smarter behind the ball? Can you kind of talk about what's kind of that driving force?
Right. It's a combination of things. And I think that when you play with more eye discipline, I talk about it all the time, it'll speed you up. Sometimes if I'm supposed to take a step with this guy and he steps right and I need to go right, sometimes he'll step right and you'll take a half a step left, and now you're late reacting to that. So when you clean up your eye discipline, that speeds everything up. And then, just being more comfortable in the defense. So I was really pleased to see, us, like you're saying, playing them faster and creating some turnovers. Still some things we need to shore up. I didn't think our pass rush lanes, when we were rushing the quarterback, I didn't think those are very good. And that caused a lot of the scrambles and rushing yards that they got. But I thought the guys played hard. I was really pleased, especially when we had so many guys that were out this week.
Gotcha. And I just want to talk about the plans for Tennessee Tech. What's the plans for that? Are you going to play starters, or are you going to let more guys play? What's going to be the plans there?
Man, you know me. We're going out here to try to win this football game. We're not thinking about the Celebration Bowl or anything like that. We are strictly concerned about beating Tennessee Tech. So we're going to play all of our starters. We're going to play the 74 guys or so that we take to Tennessee. We schedule these games for a reason, and this was a non-conference game in a very tough conference that we wanted to put on our schedule. It was supposed to be earlier in the year, but we had scheduling conflicts and ended up playing the last game. But for us to be able to, show everybody our brand and how strong I think the MEAC conference is, you had to play these non-conference games against good football teams.
Gotcha. And the last question, I know last year with Tennessee Tech, they were a pretty strong team. They're not returning exactly everybody, but still a good, solid team. But you guys have improved. What do you want to see from your team this week?
Get better. We talk about improving every week. And, you look over the years from 19 to 21 to 22, we've improved every year. And I thought throughout this season, we've gotten a lot better as the season progressed. So I thought we would play better against Norfolk. I wanted that to be our best game that we played all year. It wasn't quite the case, but we did win the game. But I would like to see us play better this week and improve in all three phases than we did last week.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
All right, our next question is from Trayvon Miles. Go ahead, Trayvon.
Hey, Coach, we got some footage of you after the homecoming win. A player comes up and says, "We're going to Atlanta," and you're the one saying, "Not yet, not yet." Was this a situation last week where you kind of had to navigate and guide guys like, "Hey, the job isn't finished. We want to make sure we take care of business down in Norfolk State"?
Right. I didn't really have to say much. The guys were locked in, and they knew what was at hand. So I didn't have to keep screaming, "Focus, focus, focus." No, they know what was at stake, and they know what we had to do. I think everybody in the room, obviously to themselves, knew what they wanted to be in Atlanta and go to Celebration Bowl, but we weren't talking about that last week. My only thing to them was, we've come this far. Let's go ahead and finish the deal. And let's not, get caught slipping talking about Atlanta. So I think our leaders in the room, I think my assistant coaches did a really good job all week about keeping the guys focused. But although we're a young team, I think we have a very mature team.
And Coach, if I could just follow up, coming from where you guys started in 19 to what you built to now, what was that celebration like after that victory?
A lot of folks don't even understand the struggle, man. And one day I might write a book about it. But, we've been through so much since 19 and all the staff turnover that we've had, and just the adversity that we've gone through with this program. And, there were a couple of people that always stuck in my corner, stood by me. And, from George Bulldog Smith to Kyle Serba, our athletic trainers and some other folks, man, really was by my side throughout the journey. And I really appreciate those people all the way. So I'm sure I don't want to call names because I'm going to leave some people out. But, those are a couple of people that were really there through the hard times.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next question's from Todd Gibson. Go ahead, Gibby.
Yep. Trey, do you think it's going to be hard to motivate your guys this week? Because, obviously on paper, it looks like this is a meaningless football game. Will you be trying to just kind of motivate your guys all week, do you feel? Or do you have senior leadership that can run with that?
We talk about opportunities. And, whenever you have an opportunity, tomorrow's not promised. So you have an opportunity to play one more football game, take advantage of it. There's no telling what's going to happen between now and the Celebration Bowl. And, God forbid my thoughts and prayers go out to University of Virginia and what's going on up there. So, you can't take anything for granted. Tomorrow's not promised. So if you have one more opportunity to play this game, give it all you have. So, that's first and foremost when we talk about opportunities. And then, like I said, a second ago, when you're playing a tough school in a tough conference, that helps our brand and that helps put the MEAC on the map. So we weren't quite where we wanted to be ranked in the top 25, but I think we get a couple more of these type wins right here against the Tennessee Techs. That'll help people respect our conference a little bit more.
And Trey, if I can follow up, you're a champion now. I mean,
I've been a champion.
And you are again. Congratulations on that. Just this is your alma mater. Does that make it even more special?
Oh man, definitely. And it's one thing to be a part of it, and I've been a part of several championships and Black College National Championships, and on some really good staffs. But when you have an opportunity to lead a program and your name is on it, and it's your responsibility to get the team playing a certain level, and they come out and do that, and you win a championship, that hits a little different. That means the world to me. And then after the game, when I can see my mother and father, who are alum as well, out there taking pictures with the trophy, so excited. And then you see just everybody, man, the players, the parents, the support staff, champagne, the cheerleaders. It's good to see that smile and that excitement with everybody.
Coach, we talked about the Celebration Bowl, and you've been a part of that event multiple times. Can you talk about your experience at the Celebration Bowl and why it's so special?
It is an unbelievable event. It's first class. I think you go down on Wednesday and you're down there until either Saturday evening or Sunday, whenever you want to come back. But they put on an unbelievable event. Everything's first class. The outings, they do it just like a major bowl game. And then obviously the venue that you're gonna play in, the Mercedes-Benz Dome, playing on national television. It's the first bowl game. You use the first bowl game of the season. You couldn't ask for anything more than that. And when you recruit these young men to come to the program and they see the slides and they see the PowerPoints, but it's real. It's real. You about to go down here and play in front of probably 60, 65,000 people on national television in a venue like the Mercedes-Benz Dome. So I'm happy for our guys to have the opportunity to experience what I've been a part of before. And our guys deserve it. They worked really hard for this.
Got another question from Todd Gibson. Go ahead.
Yeah, Trey, I know you had a vision when you came to Central of how this program would move forward, how it would look in a couple of years. And it seems like you've gotten this program to where it needs to be, where you want it to be. Just I can't imagine, the pride that you're taking in that, and how hard was it, that vision, to get to where you are now?
Well, you have a vision, and it's about getting people on the bus with you and guys that can see your vision and want to help you execute it. I will enjoy it a lot more probably when I retire. When you start looking back on what you've accomplished, I think you're going to start, going the other way. So we're just getting started with this. We still have a ways to go within the program to really take it to where I want it to be. But I think that we have the right people in place as far as my staff. We definitely have the right players in here. And the beautiful thing about it is, man, we are young. I've got a bunch of GAs up here that never coached before. Two of my DB coaches that are going to be outstanding, McCray and Coach Sewell. This is their first year coaching. And then not to mention our roster. If you look at our roster, we only have a handful of seniors. So we really just getting started with this thing, man, and the sky's the limit.
Go ahead, Gibby.
Yeah, Trey, this is a little off subject, but the transfer portal, will that help or hinder a school like Central? I mean, you got a great quarterback who people probably would look at. I mean, is that something that you worry about as a coach now, that these kids can just go like right now? And conversely, can it maybe help you down the road possibly?
Def, that's a great question. And I mean, it happens all the time as far as tampering is concerned. We had schools last year trying to, get in kids' ears and talk to them about transferring and what they can do and so on and so forth. I tell the staff, this is what we cannot control that. If a young man in our program wants to leave and transfer because they think the grass might be greener on the other side, I wish the best for that young man. Now, all we can do here is just treat him right, treat him with respect, and treat him the right way. And, sometimes that grass might be greener on the side, but it might be sitting on top of a septic tank too.
But with that said, then you guys can look as well too. If you have a position of need that you might go look for, how do you guys approach that at a school like Central as opposed to say Southern Cal or Michigan or Ohio State? What's your situation when you go looking for players possibly?
Right. Our process has not changed here. We've built this program on high school student athletes. If you look at the guys in our box scores every week, they're, high school. We had them out of high school. Mookie was a transfer, but he was a walk-on. He wasn't on scholarship at the University of Marshall. So we're going to continue to bring good quality young men. We're going to start with the high schools first and foremost, and in state first and foremost. And we're going to build this thing like we have since I've been here with young men out of high school. Sometimes we will look at the portal. I'm not saying that we will not take anybody to the portal by no stretch, but they have to be a great fit. When they come, if we recruit somebody at the portal, when they come in here, they have to fit in the room. They're not going to come in here running stuff just because they came from a P5 school or whatever the case may be. These young men that we have in here, now I can say we won a championship. We know what we're doing. But we might bring one or two in for a certain need. And the big thing is like when guys transfer late, we had a young man that transferred really late, like after spring ball last year. So we had to end up going out and looking for a guy out of the portal because most of the high school guys were gone at that time.
And we have a question from Earl Reese. Go ahead, Earl.
Thanks, Kyle. A little late getting on today. I apologize. Coach, first of all, Coach, congratulations on the outstanding season. I'm just curious, though. Are you ahead of schedule or right on schedule in terms of what you was thinking about when you took this opportunity here at North Carolina Central?
Man, no. I was supposed to win this thing. We were supposed to win this thing in 2019. Let me tell it. No, it's a process, and you have to just stick with it. You can't. You have to build it the right way, and we built this thing for long-term success. It wasn't a whole lot of quick fix, bringing 20 transfers in and all that stuff. So, I knew we were gonna have some growing pains. I didn't know how bad those pains were going to be in 19, but the big thing was, we had a lot more success in 21 than we did in 19. And then we had a lot more success than we did this year than we did in 21. So if we can continue to build off of it and again, get better and improve next year and get a little bit better next year, that's what I want to see. But yeah, to answer your question, man, when I signed the contract in 19, shoot, we were supposed to win this thing out the gate.
Sounds good. Well, good job, Coach. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Coach, following you for today's press conference is quarterback Davius Richard. I know we've talked about him a lot, but it doesn't seem like it's ever enough. Can you just talk about, again, where he is at this point of the season and how significant he's been leading this program to a championship?
He's the man. And it was a journey with him. When I went down and Pee Wee's my guy, and the one thing that stands out to me is the recruiting process with him. And he has a coach, Buck, that kind of helped mentor him back home, and Coach Fletcher, young lady that's an AD down there. But they were adamant about the fact that we wanted to sign Pee Wee, that I needed to fly down there and shake their hands in person. We need to sit down and have a conversation. And I went down there and did that, but I understand now. That's their pride and joy. And they folks down there in the muck, Belgrade, love him to death. I keep in touch with those folks quite a bit. And he's just a special person. And they want to make sure that he was in good hands. But athletically, you all see it every week. He's steady, makes good decisions. He's a great teammate, great motivator, great person. And, I said last week it's probably my fault if he doesn't get all the accolades because this is another week he didn't play in the fourth quarter. So I think it's probably been about 4 or 5 games this year that he doesn't play in the fourth quarter, once the game gets out of hand. So his stats would have probably been a whole lot better than they are now. And I don't even know what other folks across the country are doing, but he's got to be up for National Player of the Year honors.
Great. Thank you so much, Coach. Appreciate your time. And again, congratulations on the conference championship. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you so much. Thank you all for covering us.
And again, coming up is quarterback Davius Richard as we transition. So please stay tuned. Thank you so much to everybody for joining us and staying with us. Hi, Davius. Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
Good, good. So we'll start off by asking you about the game on Saturday. Again, got off to a little bit of a sluggish start. Can you talk about that and then how the team managed to overcome that?
I mean, like Coach Oliver just said previously, we had a lot of guys dealing with sicknesses and injuries and stuff like that throughout the whole last week. And it did just come down to the last, final day or so before the game to figure out who was traveling and who wasn't. And that had something to do with it. It was a lot of guys had to get fluids that don't usually get fluids because of sickness and stuff like that. But nonetheless, we came out with a slow start, but we ended how we expected.
What was the message to the team, or did you give a message to the group after that first quarter when y'all were trailing 7-0?
It was kind of understood. There wasn't really much to say. The only thing I really said, hey, man, it's time. It's now or never. We let them stick around and get a little confidence. We just got to get out. Got to get up out of the hole.
And then when did it hit you on Saturday that y'all were going to win and become conference champions? What was that moment like?
Man, it was unbelievable, especially being here since 2019. A lot of the guys been around here for a long time, and we just been through all sorts of types of things throughout the program. From the losing record in 2019 to the barely making 500 last year, and then now who we are today. So, it was well deserved. A lot of the guys in the program needed that. Deserved that, not needed, but they deserved it for all the stuff that they've been through.
Great. We have a question from Lawrence Davis. Go ahead, Lawrence.
D, what's going on? How are you doing today?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How about you?
Good. I'm actually going to start you off with a non-football question. So talk about how did you get into cutting hair and how long you been doing that? And then, kind of how did you get into that?
For real, I've been cutting hair for about a year and probably 4 or 5 months.
Wow.
I started last year in the summer. And it really just came about because, haircut prices were going up. And then I done been to some bad barbers around here. And then they would just kind of push my line up back and stuff like that. And I was just at this point, I was like, I don't feel like spending money there 2 to 3 weeks. I might as well, if somebody gonna mess me up, it might as well be me. So, man, during that summer, it was the perfect time. Nobody else was around on campus except the football team. So, I ain't had nobody to impress. So I just took that time, started cutting myself, learning, and just grew over the year.
Bet. Going back to football, kind of talk about your journey from high school to now, man. I know it's been a long journey, and you've worked a lot, mentally, physically, getting, smarter, faster, stronger. And then now here you are today. You're leading your team to a championship. Your coach thinks you should be up for National Player of the Year. Talk about your journey, man, and going from high school to now. How much does being in this position mean to you?
It was a long journey, especially come from high school, having the ability to play right away, coming to my freshman year, and then just so much growth over the years that I'm just very, very proud of. A lot of hidden work behind closed doors that a lot of people didn't see. So, I'm just glad that it was able to come to light. Like I said, it was really just the growth, not even just football-wise, just mentally, spiritually, and the person. Just growth overall, the overall message that I'm really, really proud of.
Yeah. And then I know you guys are entering the top 25 this week. I know you guys got hot at the beginning of the season, got into the top 25, and then things got a little rocky for a little minute. How do you guys kind of stay focused and, level-headed, moving through this next week and then into the postseason?
I don't think that's a problem because that's been a question all season. How do you guys stay level-headed after this, after that, after the A&T win? How do you guys stay focused? After we beat New Hampshire, how did you guys stay focused? So, at this point, it's really not I don't think it's a question to ask. These guys, we done proved it time after time. These guys focused. It's really not a question to ask. These guys are focused.
Yeah, appreciate you. Good luck this weekend.
Appreciate it.
Our next question from Todd Gibson. Go ahead.
Yeah, Davius, on paper, you got a game this week that really means nothing heading into the biggest game of the year down the road in a month. Just what kind of challenges will it take this week to play the game on Saturday, knowing what's down the road for you guys?
We take stuff over here day by day, so we're not really looking up at the celebration mode or nothing. We got our ticket and stuff, but we're not looking at that. We got our opportunity in front of us Saturday. It's another opportunity to play ball. Like you said, it's not promised. every week, every day is not promised. So we're going to go attack this opportunity, this game Saturday, like we've been attacking every game this week.
You're a champion now. I mean, just how does that sound? How nice is that? And just the journey to get to this point. People don't realize, I guess, how hard it is. Is it?
I mean, it got a great reign to it, but yeah, like you said, it wasn't an easy journey. It didn't start this year. It actually started like last year when losing that game against South Carolina State and just barely making 500. I mean, it started a long time ago, so it means a lot. Like I said previously, just a lot of head and work, a lot of work no one sees. Days in, days out, long nights, early mornings, just all that led up into this game this past weekend.
After you won the championship post game, I know you're doing a lot of interviews and stuff, but once things settled down, who were some of the first people that you reached out to share that moment with?
I really had to do no far reaching for real. I was some of my teammates for real, but most like the ones who came with me in 2019, like Corey Bullard. Me and her came on the same recruiting visit and been here together since then. That's my roommate right now. So, I mean, just to be able to share moments with him, Jawan Hudson, that's my roommate too, been my boy since he got here. Rob Mitchell been here since I got here. It just felt good that knowing we came here together, the stuff that we've been through, all the adversity, and it just for it to pay off. So I didn't really have to hit nobody up because I just wanted to celebrate my team because I seen what them boys been through. And I mean, after the game, I had my family and stuff hit up, so that was good that they was able to watch the game and congratulate me. But, I mean, other than that, really just family and my teammates.
Great. Well, those are all the questions we have for you. Thank you so much for taking the time. Congratulations, champion, and best of luck this weekend at Tennessee Tech.
All right, thank you. Y'all have a good day.